Left 4 Dead 2 is one of the best video games of all time, especially if you're a fan of the zombie horror genre. Now, Left 4 Dead 2 in particular has done many great things, and has actually done a very great job at honoring the Left 4 Dead franchise, because a sequel installment in a video game doesn't necessarily mean it's going to automatically be a runaway success, but Left 4 Dead 2 is actually the one exception to this rule, because Left 4 Dead 2 does so many great things, and it actually improves upon a lot of what Left 4 Dead 1 actually set as a stepping stone. But however, though, there is one critical thing, though, that Left 4 Dead 2 does actually lack in comparison to Left 4 Dead 1. It's not that it doesn't exist at all, but it just doesn't exactly hit home right. So, for example, it's there, but it's sparing, it's more reserved, because the game was not meant to exactly have this approach that Left 4 Dead 1 did. And what is that? It's the horror. Left 4 Dead 1 is absolutely, without a doubt, the more scary game of the two in the installment of the series. Because Left 4 Dead 1 just has this very eerie, unsettling vibe about it that is only happened in Left 4 Dead 2 with some exceptions. And that is something that I want to talk about here today. What exactly is the very thing that makes Left 4 Dead 1 just flat out more creepy and scarier than Left 4 Dead 2? What exactly makes it, in the horror sense, the better game? Because Left 4 Dead 2 has done a lot of great things, don't get me wrong, but just because it can do something doesn't mean that there isn't something that can do it better. So let's talk about Left 4 Dead and exactly what does or does not make it scary. Now, before we do officially get to the end of the video, guys, do me a favor. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think makes Left 4 Dead scary? It doesn't necessarily have to be the #1 thing that makes the game scary. It doesn't necessarily have to be a thing about consistency. The game can be sometimes scary, and sometimes it may not be scary when this thing that comes to mind shows up for you. But I am curious, what, in your opinion, makes Left 4 Dead scary? I really just want to know. So let's talk about just a few things that can make a video game scary. And in Left 4 Dead's case, something that it does really well is the music. Now, Left 4 Dead is not remotely shy when it comes to making scary music. Some of the special infected tunes just give me absolute chills, and they really disturb me sometimes if in the right mood and also in the right setting. The special infected, they already look scary, but the music just sells me on how creepy they truly are. Music is a very powerful tool that you can use to make atmosphere for anything. In fact, music is so powerful of an item, I truly believe that it actually triumphs visuals. Do me a favor, watch just this little snippet here of the original Left 4 Dead 1 trailer, and then do me a favor and watch in a second the Left 4 Dead 2 trailer. I will let them roll right now.
Hello? Hello? It's okay. We're gonna...
Lights off!
This is some grim shit we got ourselves into.
Alright, now that you have watched the original Left 4 Dead 1 trailer and the Left 4 Dead 2 trailer, watch just simply what happens if I just overlay different music on the original trailers, and watch how much the vibe truly changes. You see how with just one song, automatically the vibe of both trailers change? Like, the Left 4 Dead 1 trailer loses its scare factor almost instantly, and the Left 4 Dead 2 trailer is automatically 10 times more disturbing. But that's why it's important to have a good set of music, because otherwise you get what I made. Now, here's the thing, is that That is definitely one factor that does correlate to whether or not a game is scary, and definitely can change the vibe. But after a while, though, you do become desensitized to this. And the original, like, vibe that you got probably watching that would end up going away shortly thereafter. And to a certain degree, would probably be mildly creepy again for the original Left 4 Dead 1 trailer, and the Left 4 Dead 2 trailer would kind of be more action-y, just because there's other elements other than just the music at play. Alright, now let's talk about two more things. The next thing I want to talk about is going to end up being the maps. Now, when it comes to the Left 4 Dead 1 maps, we've got a definite big difference compared to the Left 4 Dead 2 maps. Is that automatically you will notice that these maps are a lot more horror-esque on purpose. For example, No Mercy, Abandoned City, Death Toll, Abandoned Town, Dead Air, Abandoned Airport, Blood Harvest, an Abandoned Forest, The Sacrifice. Literally, the whole entire concept about the entire map is about someone is going to eventually, like, meet their demise. Completely different than the vibes of Dead Center, where it's like a bright, sunny, punchy map during the day that takes place during a mall, and has, like, even a joke basically about going to get Coca-Cola for a gun shop owner. Then you take a look at something like Dark Carnival. The concert itself already automatically makes this map not that serious, because dancing and, like, rocking out to the Midnight Riders trying to summon rescue automatically is not scary. Swamp Fever, we're starting to get more into the scarier maps. The idea of an abandoned swamp is definitely pretty creepy, and this is one of the few Left 4 Dead maps that I think is actually pretty damn creepy. However, though, the Swamp Fever is not nearly as creepy as, like, let's say something like No Mercy is. Then we go on to Hard Rain, which also is kind of the exact same idea as Swamp Fever. It's not really creepy, but it does have its moments, such as with the sugar mill where the witches are spawning all over the place. Then we got the Parish. This is supposed to be basically the rescue map, where we eventually finally get to meet up with the military, who was presumed to basically either be dead or not good people. And we're now giving them a second chance on a bright, punchy map, where even though there is definitely suspicions, not all hope is lost. And there definitely is good vibes surrounding this map, at least for the most part, because even if there is, like, for example, a possibility of the Left 4 Dead 2 crew dying, we don't know for sure, so it's not set in stone. The Left 4 Dead 1 maps also, by the way, are all set at nighttime, whereas Left 4 Dead 2 maps are a mixture of night and day. Now, you could argue that the Sacrifice and Blood Harvest had their moments where technically there's sunrises and sunsets, but there's nothing like, for example, the Parish or Dead Center, where they're just flat out in the daytime. Left 4 Dead 1 maps are definitely a lot more creepy, but I wouldn't say that that's the only reason why, because, for example, you can take a whole bunch of modded maps off the workshop that make Left 4 Dead 2 maps dark, and Left 4 Dead 1 maps day, and they switch. It's not just that, though. It's going to be a combination of a lot of things for a lot of people, but I do think that there is, at the end of the day, one true thing that does make Left 4 Dead 1 a lot more scary than Left 4 Dead 2 does. At the end of the day, I truly think what made Left 4 Dead 1 more scary than Left 4 Dead 2 was the fact that we weren't aware of whether or not that there were other people out there. We were worried that we were alone. In the whole entire game of Left 4 Dead 1, the entire idea is about trying to find rescue that never ends up being fulfilled. Take a look at the whole entire story in summary here. Left 4 Dead 1's story is literally No Mercy gets to a helicopter that is at No Mercy Hospital. We turn the guy, he dies, and we go over to Crash Course. Crash Course, there's not even a rescue person. We just take a abandoned, militarized, basically Mad Max truck, and we escape. Death Toll, we do find some sort of rescue again with John Slater's boat, but eventually we part ways with him because the problem is that the rescue didn't actually follow through technically at the end of the day. We didn't find our safe haven. Dead Air, exact same thing. No safe haven at the end. Blood Harvest was the closest thing that we really got, and when we did get rescued by the military, we found out all the horrible things that they were going to do to the Left 4 Dead 1 crew if you read the Sacrifice comics. So eventually they leave, and they then finally go to the Sacrifice, which eventually leads to the canon death of Bill, and the Left 4 Dead 1 crew never really exactly recovers from that point. You know that horrible sinking feeling in Left 4 Dead 2 when you're the very last survivor alive? That's exactly what I feel made Left 4 Dead 1 scary, was that idea of feeling alone. Basically, when all hope is lost, your fellow comrades are dead, and there's nothing but the dead waiting to eat you alive. That is truly the, true definition of classic horror, is being alone with the inevitable coming. Because even though the survivors are immune, that's not going to stop them from possibly dying. And even though technically there is game modes that can replicate this feeling, I think that's not exactly going to truly honor the idea of horror, because playing something such as the mutation where you're the last man on Earth, yeah, that's cool and all, but they mute the actual seriousness of the game to allow it to be, you know, playable. I think, honestly, when you're playing Left 4 Dead 1 or Left 4 Dead 2, just the base game flat outright, no matter the difficulty, if you're just playing the normal co-op by yourself and you're the last one alive because, like, let's say all your teammates died or something like that, that is truly when it's the most scary, because you're up against everything and you're completely alone. And you really, truly are the last man standing. And that's what I think, honestly, at the end of the day, makes Left 4 Dead scary. And the thing is, though, is that Left 4 Dead 2 has actually replicated this sometimes indirectly. Such as, for example, with the sugar mill on Hard Rain. The idea that there's a whole bunch of just dead people roaming around the sugar mill, all these dead women becoming witches forced to walk around and basically, like, cry and be alone forever. That's definitely disturbing. That's probably one of the most disturbing things about Left 4 Dead 2 in comparison to Left 4 Dead 1, is just the idea of just lone spirits trapped in the body of a dead, raging zombie. It really is almost kind of like, truly like something you would see out of a horror novel. And Left 4 Dead is a game that truly can balance horror with fun. Left 4 Dead 2 tried something different compared to Left 4 Dead 1. They really wanted to try the idea of action horror. They didn't want to go just purely on horror. They decided to go more over the top with the fun, quirky stuff and put the horror on the back burner, when it was like kind of the opposite in Left 4 Dead 1. It was more about being horror, and sometimes there was occasionally just fun, lighthearted stuff that broke up the tension. So at the end of the day, this is basically my final thoughts. I think that Left 4 Dead 1 and Left 4 Dead 2 are both truly scary games. But Left 4 Dead 1 definitely does it better, just solely because it was the foundation of the whole entire series in the entire first place. Whereas Left 4 Dead 1 is the same exact story, but without the happy ending. We're at the climax, if anything, when it comes to the story of the entire series. So, yeah, that's basically my thoughts on the matter, guys. I hope you end up enjoying today's video. It's just something that I thought would be kind of a really cool concept and something to really, truly look at Left 4 Dead as a nice, wrapped-up story. If you guys end up enjoying today's video, at the end, I would definitely appreciate if you guys could drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and all that beautiful stuff to show your guys' support. And if there's any particular video that you guys want me to make next time, just let me know in the comments down below. But anyways, guys, I hope you end up enjoying seeing today's video. If you guys would like to financially support the channel, I'd definitely appreciate if you guys could go check out my Patreon. It's always linked down below in all my YouTube video descriptions. Or you guys could use supporter creator code BlackNinja797 in all caps in the Fortnite Epic Games item shops, because Epic is my very first sponsor, and they're sponsoring today's video, so shout out to Epic Games. But yeah, guys, I hope you end up enjoying seeing another YouTube video for the most unique YouTubers we're ever going to see. Thank you for watching, guys. I love ya, and peace out.
Hey, meme lords. Jesus here. And you better have enjoyed that video there by the eternal god Daddy Ninja. You should probably subscribe too, or the mighty Moab will come for your balls. If you enjoyed the video, you might like it too. And give me the memes. Flash, bang, boom!